There's a silence that settles after the first time, a quiet frustration that whispers, "Is that all I've got left?" For countless men, the question isn't about desire, it's about whether the body will answer when called a second time. Tonight, we're breaking that silence. Because what if I told you that reclaiming your vigor for round 2 isn't about luck, youth, or miracles? It's about understanding what's actually happening inside you and knowing exactly how to respond. Welcome to Secret Passions, where we talk about what matters most in life: your intimate health, your confidence, and your right to pleasure at any age. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button right now. We're building a community of men who refuse to suffer in silence, and I want you to be part of it. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for being here now. Let's dive in. The truth about what happens after? Let's start with what no one talks about openly: the refractory period. It's the invisible reset button your body hits after climax, the space between finishing and being ready again. When you're younger, that space is brief, sometimes just minutes. But as the years accumulate, that window's what once took 10 minutes now takes an hour. What took an hour might take half a day. And for some, it feels like the door has closed entirely. Here's what's actually happening. After you finish, your body enters a state of profound physiological recovery. Dopamine, that fire that drives desire and pleasure, drops sharply. Meanwhile, prolactin surges, creating a feeling of sexual satisfaction so complete it almost feels like sedation. Your blood vessels, which worked intensely to create that first erection, need time before they can respond to stimulation again. The smooth muscles that relax to let blood rush in are temporarily exhausted. Understanding this isn't about accepting defeat. It is about recognizing that your body is euphoronites, following ancient biological rhythms that simply shift with time. And here's the empowering part. Those rhythms can be optimized. That recovery window can be shortened. That second round can become not just possible, but reliable. Before we go further, if you're finding this helpful, give this video a like. It helps more men discover this content. And honestly, every like tells me you want more real talk like this on Secret Passions. What age actually means. If you're in your early 60s, your first priority is cardiovascular health. 30 minutes of brisk walking, daily not negotiable. At this stage, your arteries need consistent stimulation to maintain robust blood flow to where it matters most. If you're approaching 70, add pelvic floor exercises to that foundation. Your muscles have naturally lost tone, but they haven't lost the capacity to be rebuilt. And if you're beyond 70, with desire still burning but your body seemingly refusing to cooperate, focus first on your overall vascular health. Blood pressure, cholesterol, testosterone levels, these aren't just medical numbers. They're the infrastructure of intimate possibility. One question that surfaces repeatedly is daily intimacy at 60-something harmful? Listen carefully. If your body allows it and you genuinely want it, it's not just harmless, it's actually beneficial for your cardiovascular system and emotional well-being. The only caution: don't transform pleasure into pressure. If some days your body says no, honor that. Intimacy should never become an obligation wrapped in anxiety. The 6 forces that shape recovery. Age is obvious. The older you get, the longer recovery naturally takes. But it's far from the only factor. Physical conditioning matters profoundly. A body that is regularly challenged responds better to the circulatory demands of arousal than one that is sedentary. Vascular health is non-negotiable. Clean, elastic arteries allow blood to flow quickly and powerfully. Hormonal balance, particularly testosterone levels, directly affects how quickly you can regain readiness. And your mental state might be the most overlooked factor of all. Anxiety, performance, fear, emotional tension, these don't just diminish desire. They actively block the neurological mechanisms that create erection. The second round isn't just about wanting it. It's about the convergence of physical health, intimate wellness, and psychological readiness, which brings us to the strategies that actually work. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. We're just getting to the practical solutions, and you don't want to miss what's coming next on Secret Passions. Movement as medicine. Exercise is the foundation of everything we're building here. When you move consistently, your circulation improves dramatically. Your heart pumps more efficiently. Blood reaches your pelvis with greater force and consistency. This doesn't just help the first erection, it radically reduces the time needed for the second. Cardiovascular work: walking, swimming, cycling strengthens your arteries and improves vascular elasticity. Resistance training does something equally important. It naturally elevates testosterone and keeps your pelvic muscles engaged and responsive. These muscles, particularly the pubis, are directly linked to both rigidity and the ability to maintain arousal during intimacy. A man who dedicates just 30 minutes daily to movement has exponentially better odds of quick recovery than someone who spends their days seated. This isn't theory, it's medical fact, confirmed by decades of clinical observation. Men who move regularly, even well into their 70s, consistently outperform sedentary men half their age. The power of what you eat. Your diet writes the story of how your body responds. Foods rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals help blood circulate with less resistance and help tissues recover faster after climax. Certain foods deserve special attention. Watermelon, rich in citrulline and arginine, promotes nitric oxide production fundamental for erection. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, loaded with omega-3 salve, protect your arteries and facilitate circulation. Nuts, especially walnuts, contain healthy fats that improve endothelial function, that's the inner lining of your blood vessels. Leafy greens like spinach provide natural nitrates essential for vascular dilation. When your diet lacks these nutrients, your body struggles to send quality blood flow after the first round. The second attempt becomes not just difficult, but nearly impossible. The pattern is undeniable. Men who consume excessive processed meats, heavy cheeses, and refined carbohydrates consistently experience more erectile difficulties than those eating balanced, nutrient-dense meals. Quick reminder, if this information is valuable to you, hit that like button and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Breaking the silence starts with us. Rest and the stress factor. Stress is the silent assassin of intimate function. When your body enters alert mode, it floods with cortisol and adrenaline to hormones that actively block sexual response. Even when desire is intense, your sympathetic nervous system prevents blood vessels from dilating properly, blocking blood from entering forcefully. Sleep deprivation compounds this dramatically. When you consistently sleep less than 6 hours, testosterone production drops, and with it, your capacity for quick arousal. A well-rested man vastly outperforms an exhausted one, regardless of age. Part of unlocking reliable second rounds involves learning to genuinely relax, managing anxiety, and allowing your body to properly recharge. Techniques like deep breathing, brief meditation, or simply creating an intimate environment free from pressure can make all the difference. The mind-body circuit. Here's what many men miss. The second round depends heavily on mental stimulation. Unlike the first, which often rides on accumulated desire, the second requires intentional cultivation of arousal, extended foreplay, sustained physical contact, open communication with your partner. Appropriate erotic stimuluses help your brain release dopamine and reactivate sexual response. Your anatomy doesn't function like a simple mechanical system. It's part of a neurological circuit that originates in your mind. If you rely solely on residual momentum without dedicating time to rebuilding excitement, the second round becomes improbable. Arousal is a conversation between body and brain. Both need active participation. Pelvic floor strength. One of the most powerful interventions available, costs nothing and requires no equipment. Training your pelvic floor, the muscles surrounding the base of your anatomy control both rigidity and ejaculatory timing. When these muscles are strong, you not only maintain the first erection with greater you recover tone far more quickly for the second attempt. Here's the practical method. Contract the muscles as if stopping urination midstream. Hold for 5 seconds. Release for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 times, 3 times daily. Within 2 weeks, you'll begin noticing changes. Within a month, the difference is unmistakable. Men in their 70s have recovered firmness they had experienced in a decade simply by performing these exercises consistently. If you're still watching, you're serious about improving your intimate health. Show your commitment, subscribe to Secret Passions, turn on notifications, and drop a comment telling me your age and biggest concern. I read every single one. Massage technique. Since many ask about proper technique, here's a safe, effective approach. After the first round, wait at least 15 minutes. Then, using neutral oil or water-based lubricant, gently massage from the base upward toward the tip with moderate pressure. Circular motions, not rushed, for 5 to 10 minutes. This helps reactivate circulation and reduce the refractory period. But crucial warning, if you experience pain or discomfort, stop immediately. What to absolutely avoid? Let's be direct about what sabotages your efforts. First, alcohol before intimacy. 1 glass of wine is manageable. 2 or 3 glasses and you're done. You won't achieve proper rigidity. Alcohol dilates blood vessels chaotically and disrupts neural signaling. Second, smoking. Tobacco systematically destroys your arteries. Men in their mid-50s can have the vascular system of someone far older purely due to cigarettes. Third, don't pressure yourself about timing. The moment you think I must be ready again in 10 minutes, you've already sabotaged the process. Your brain will block everything. When medical support matters, while lifestyle factors are foundational, some situations require direct medical intervention. Cases of persistent erectile dysfunction, hormonal imbalances, or vascular damage often need treatments that only a specialist can provide for medications that improve erectile response to hormone therapies or specific procedures. The critical message: don't suffer in silence. Don't resign yourself to frustration. Consulting a specialist is an act of self-respect and the key to finding safe, lasting solutions. Too many men wait years before seeking help when their situation could have been resolved far earlier. Don't make that mistake. A hey you story. Let me share one patient's journey. A man in his late 60s, retired, came in expressing deep frustration. I have desire. My wife does too, but after the first time, I'm done for the night. It's incredibly frustrating. Initial assessment showed everything relatively normal. Aside from mild excess weight and sedentary lifestyle, the prescription was simple: 30 minutes of daily walking, dietary changes emphasizing fatty fish and vegetables, and pelvic floor exercises. 6 weeks later, he returned with visible joy. It's working again. Not every time, but 2 or 3 times weekly I can manage a second round. His partner was delighted. He was transformed. No medications. Just informed choices and consistent discipline. That's the kind of outcome possible when you seriously apply these principles. This isn't Magic Hit's evidence-based medicine. Your path forward, reclaiming firmness for a second round, isn't mythology or the exclusive privilege of youth. It is a genuine possibility for any man willing to understand his body and commit to caring for it properly. The refractory period exists. It can't be completely eliminated, but it can be minimized dramatically through exercise, proper nutrition, adequate rest, stress management, mental stimulation, and pelvic floor strengthening. Carry this with you. Your intimate life doesn't have to be confined to a single attempt. With discipline, knowledge, and when needed, medical support, you can recover readiness whenever you desire it, bringing confidence, satisfaction, and fulfillment to both you and your partner. This isn't about counting years. It's about the quality of your life. And in masculine intimate health, quality is built day by day through small habits that transform both body and spirit. Your body is not your enemy. Every day you choose to understand it better, care for it more intentionally, is a day you reclaim your right to pleasure, connection, and vitality at any age. Now, I want to hear from you. What strategy have you tried to regain firmness for a second round? Have you noticed changes as you've aged? Leave a comment right now, sharing your experience, because talking openly about these topics breaks down walls and helps all of us grow. If you have specific questions, drop your age and main concern in the comments below. I read everything, and I'll create dedicated content addressing the most common questions you ask. Before you go, 3 things. 1, if you haven't liked this video yet, do it now. 2, subscribe to Secret Passions and turn on that notification bell so you never miss our next conversation. 3, share this video with one friend who needs to hear it. Just one. That's how we change the conversation. Next week, we're diving deep into safe medication options for men beyond 60, because I know so many of you have questions there. You won't want to miss it. Let's be honest, we don't talk about these subjects nearly enough, and that silence helps no one. So let's be the change together, right here on Secret Passions. I'll see you in the next one.